Yes, man, what's going on? Today is Sunday, July 12th, right? Got it set for Friday the 10th, but doing it on Sunday. Yeah, just me tonight. We already did the win, stages, ranks. We got the 11 sectors done. Dividends, man. Hopefully, you're getting dividends every week. Getting dividends for the past 29. We're on 30, right? And then there's an extra one on the bottom. And then one template. So 28 weeks of dividends. I don't know if we went over this last week, but we made some progress on this best egg. 3,900 in paid in cash. And you don't gotta pay $7.75 until January 6th. So that's 6 months of dividends to bring down on, what's it called? Upstart. And I think we pay that down fast enough to refinance this year. I think we can do that. So we got it in March, brought it down 10,000. And then worst case scenario, right? Where's our monthly at? Last month was 24. So 4 months of 24 gets you at almost 10,000. That's if it stays 24. It might be more, it might be less. But whatever we get monthly, we're going to be bringing it down. And whenever I can refinance using the M1 borrow, that's what I'm going to do. Might take some money from work to do that too. So, gonna go open up M1 real quick. I don't want to open up my loans on here. What the hell? I want this money to generate cash I can use or reinvest. Single. Providing this information helps us keep your account accurate and meet regulatory requirements. Hopefully I might get in trouble here. Speculation, capital preservation, growth, income. Investment profile, income. What the hell? Oh, trusted contact. Trusted contact. I didn't know that was a thing. That one bar was a little messed up. Okay. M1 borrow. Brought this down to 33.1656. I want to zero this one out. And then I'll have the full access to this thing here. Withdraw up to 12.92 or invest up to 5.15. So this withdrawable balance is 8,900. Yeah, and set that to cash, take that over there to the checking account. Boom, pay off them at Upstart. That's the plan. Do you want to max it out when you're borrowing against a broker? Maybe not. You probably have some cash in there too. But if we're paying down M1 the next week, it don't really matter. And if you're just holding it, that's a different story. Yep. So I'm gonna zero this out. Every check I get, paid it down $1,000 last week. Get paid next week, so we're gonna pay off some of the credit, or pay off all the credit card, right? And then come into here and bring this down some. Yep, that's the plan. That is the plan.
It's that kind of planet. You reap what you sow, yes, but what does that mean? Yes, but. Well, the farmer plants his crop in the spring, takes care of it all summer, loves his family, works 10, 12 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week, is an honorable man. Come fall, he's got a beautiful crop, and he deserves every bit of it. But the day before he sends the combines into the field, a hailstorm comes along and beats it all in the ground, which means you lose. Somebody says, well, what did he do wrong? Answer, nothing. It's just that kind of planet. Sometimes it's going to hail on your crop and rain. There are times when you just lose.
Sometimes it's gonna hail on your crop, man. Let's see. What else are we doing today? Thought of the week. Honestly, couldn't think of anything, man. I was trying to think of something, but just hanging out with people and they're not saying cool shit. So that's part of it right there, man. You need to go around people saying cool shit. It's easier to have thoughts of the week. Couple trade ideas. BMNR, Joby. Got me some MSTU. Crypto comes back, man. We're gonna be sitting pretty. Probably, maybe. Been buying some BCH. I don't know if I have the account unlocked on here. Let's see. I think I have 7 coins of BCH. 7,200 in here, man. It's nice. 7 coins of BCH, 8.5 of Solana, and then $276 of XRP. Been bringing down my DCH in here. Average cost of 260. Yep. Just buying them lower and lower and lower. Probably get some more in the next payday as well. Get rid of debt. I don't think you see credit card on here. Get rid of debt. They got it and show the numbers. Get rid of debt. Buy coins. Yeah. Right now, just playing a little defensive for loans. Paid down a bunch of loans. Don't really have any money. But we're getting rid of debt. And so that's the focus of the next. Well, that was the focus of last week. And so when we start building up a bag, I'm actually going to zero out that M1 borrow for the experiment. And then, so that's 33 on there. So it'll take a couple months, man, and they keep taking down the Upstart loan. It's my main focus. Do you want to do more than that? Kind of want to buy some BCH, buy some, I'm going to be buying $100 of Bitcoin every 2 weeks. And honestly, man, I need to go and buy some more MSTU as well. I'll get $150, I think on Friday. MSTU. Let's see. Yep. Need to build that out. It's looking bad. But this BMNR is very similar to MSTR. You know, one guy is Bitcoin, the other one is Ethereum. Essentially doing the similar thing there. But, you know, I got MSTU, so I'm going to be doing that one. But that one's a trade idea. Right? We wanted 2 of these things going. And then Joby, this one's from GP. Follow his subscription. That's what he's looking at. JLBX, how to play it 2 times. Could be the play here, man. Could be a play. And when you don't have margin on these accounts, you can go and do this stuff here. You can buy shares and stuff without a care if it goes down, negative, doesn't matter. Stock futures are falling after the new U.S. strikes over the Strait of Hormuz. All right, getting some action. This is button for extended hours. One here. I think you have to lower the time frame. There you go. Green tent, pre-market. The white is the open market, and then purple is the after hours. And so we don't have anything what Barron's is saying. Just want to be in tune with these things. Trading cards are the new lottery tickets. Brother, it's gambling. Just talking about MSTR. See what they say.
High Yields and Huge Risk from a Bitcoin Giant's Preferred Shares by Andrew Barry. July 9th, 2026, 8:39 a.m. Eastern Time. Bitcoin holder strategy's push into the preferred stock market has backfired amid concerns about the company's ability to maintain dividends on some $15 billion of high-yield preferred securities, given the declining prices of Bitcoin and the company once known as MicroStrategy's common stock. The strategy preferred, 4 separate NASDAQ-traded issues with cute nicknames like Stretch, now yield 10% to 16% after dropping in price by an average of 10% over the past month. That compares with 6% yields on preferred stock issued by leading banks like JP Morgan Chase and Bank of America. Since Strategy began issuing the preferred in early 2025, the company formerly known as MicroStrategy has used the proceeds to help fund its purchases of Bitcoin. Its stash now totals some 843,000 coins, or 4% of the outstanding supply, worth over $50 billion. Bitcoin prices, however, have come under pressure, dropping about 30% this year to $62,000 a coin. That has dragged down Strategy shares, which are off almost 40% at $94. Retail investors are sitting with losses because Strategy, more so than any other issuer in the $400 billion preferred market, pitched its preferred to individuals, who also make up a sizable chunk of the company's common shareholders. Strategy marketed its preferred through Robinhood, brought in Morgan Stanley to its underwriting group to access the firm's retail clients, and wooed financial advisors, family offices, and registered investment advisors. It also advertised on X and other forums, including an ad modeled on the HBO show industry. The push mainly involved Strategy's Stretch Preferred, traded on the NASDAQ under the ticker STRC. It was pitched as the Bitcoin-backed treasury bill with a floating yield that would be adjusted up or down to keep it trading close to its face value of $100. Strategy issued more than $10 billion of Stretch Preferred. The securities now carry a rate of 12% based on the face value and a current yield of about 14% given the current discounted price of $86. Strategy's other preferreds, known as Stride STRD, Strike STRK, and Strife STRF, yield 10% to 16%. The big investor question is whether Strategy can pay its preferred dividends. The main negative is that the company generates no income from its Bitcoin holdings. To allay concerns, Strategy recently has raised cash through common stock and Bitcoin sales and now has about $2.6 billion in cash reserves, enough to service about 1.5 years of preferred dividends of $1.8 billion annually. Since preferreds are a form of equity, albeit a senior one, companies can skip dividends without defaulting. But Strategy appears committed to paying them, to preserve its ability to issue new preferreds and support the many retail investors who bought the securities. The company recently said it plans to maintain a reserve of 1 year's worth of preferred dividend and interest payments. Strategy Preferred isn't for everyone, but the securities carry big yields, comparable to low-grade junk bonds, and make sense for investors who are comfortable owning what effectively is a Bitcoin-secured security. There is a lot of collateral backing the preferred, given the company's Bitcoin stash. And there are tax benefits to the Strategy Preferred as well, given its lack of income. If the company owned gold and not Bitcoin, few would question its financial strength. Write to Andrew Barry at andrew.barry@barrons.com.
All right, man. Yep. That's it right there. Not really much I want to talk on other gens. Just steady grinding, man. That's all. Getting rid of debt, collecting dividends. Not really pushing. Come over here, see what's on sale. Trade ideas. Got my cryptos. Crypto, Circle, crypto, DraftKings, oil, Joby, MicroStrategy, Palantir, Snap, Palantir. Got a big play here. SoFi, trying to get running on that, man. Tesla. So look at the Mag 7. Amazon, Apple's flying. Google. Meta, big pop. Microsoft. So one, stage 2, NVIDIA. Tesla. Something I should have done. Well, something I should do weekly is check the Dow stocks, right? Just flip through these things real fast. Gigi's crying, so it's almost time to get out of here. McDonald's on sale. Nike's on sale. United Health is flying. 260 to 424. I missed that one, but oops. Good. UNHG. This went from $10 to 23. UNHU started running already. UNHW. Damn. This is what I'm talking about, man. Collecting dividends and cash appreciation. That's what we like to see. Now, you don't want to just drip into this, man. You got to be able to have like $12,000, boom, collect income. Right? The income game is a little bit different than just trading. Yep. You would have been sitting nice if you did that. Let's go check out Roundhill. Haven't checked on these in a while. Roundhill. United Health. This one did good. You know, if you were buying this, man, good on you. And if you put a lot in there for the income and the cash appreciation, man, kudos to you. I'm gonna be doing that when I'm all set. Let's see. Starts from the last year in December, goes all the way to now. So December, they're paying 50 cents. Big fall in February. Goes down to 11 cents. 18. Comes back and basically it rises in April and May. It's already up. So 30 cents, 30, 26. Well, dividend got lower. Like, look, 56, 30, 24, 11, and then it starts rising in April, May, 18, 30, 30, 27, 26. I don't know, man. I don't know how this works. But all I know is if you get 1,000 shares at what, $32? What is that? 33,000? Thousand times 32. Got $32,000 invested, and then now your 1,000 shares is worth 54,000, right? So it made 22,000, and at the same time it's tripping. Let's see, for the last month. I was just thinking out loud here, but last month we got .39 plus 0.29 plus 0.45 plus 0.33 equals 1.46 times 1,000. I mean, yeah, 1,000 shares. It made you 1460, and then it went up 22,000. Right? In a month, this thing paid 1,400. That's pretty cool, man. You put in 32, it gave you 22, and now it's paying you 1460. Well, that's got to be you, the type of person that drops it in there. Drops 32 in the deal. You could drop less, but man. And it's United Healthcare, man. You really think United Healthcare is going anywhere after a drop like that? Maybe they do, but that's the risk you put on. That's the game I'd like to play. Now look at that support, man. It came back to where it was. It's like, damn. Why did I have 32,000? Yeah, well, not today though. Not today. But yep. That's it, man. No thoughts for the week.